Hey you guys, it's Patrice with Trinity Boutique and I'm back with another tutorial. So first of all, if you're new here, I want for you to go ahead and click that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, and if this video helps you or if it inspires you, be sure that you give me a thumbs up before you leave this video. So today I'm going to show you how I made this. It is a faux framed painted sign that gives the look of the actual frame around a sign. The SVG that I used to actually paint on the sign, as you will see in the video, it is actually available on my website. You can find it down below just by clicking the link. It's trindyboutique.com. This sign is also available for purchase on my website as well. If there's any supplies that I use throughout this video, I will also list it down below. I guess that's it, y'all. So let's just get on into it. If you have any questions, be sure to leave me some comments down below and just let me know how you like it. So I started off, before I actually painted the sign, I taped off each side about a ½ inch in. This is a 12 by 18 board that I just cut off of a 6-foot board that I was using to make a door welcome sign. So of course we don't throw away scraps, so we just use them. So I decided that I wanted to make a faux framed painted sign for my entryway table. So you do see that I do apply 2 coats to this. I wanted it to have more of a solid background versus having the wood grain show through as if I was using stain. So once I was done with that, I removed my tape, and then I just cut off a small square of a cloth, and I'm using Early American stain. I just go around the edges very meticulously so that I don't run over into my white painted area. Now, sometimes if you're trying to add like a distressed look, you can go in afterwards with a very mild amount of stain on your cloth, and you can just kind of wipe over your board to give it more of like a vintage distressed type look. But for this particular sign, that wasn't actually the look that I was going for. So you want to go around all sides, and I did actually go around like the outer sides. I don't think I showed that in this video, but I did paint all 4 sides of each side of the sign, if you can kind of get what I'm saying. And then I did not stain the back because I plan on using the back to make a Christmas sign so that I can have like double use of my wood. So I will show you that in a different video. But yeah, so basically you just go around all 4 sides very carefully. If you want to create a distressed look, then you can go over it after you've like rubbed the stain in on each side so that you don't have a heavy amount of stain on your towel. So now that I have my sign stained and it's very well dry, this is the actual SVG that I created for this sign. So once I have laid it on my sign, the first thing you want to do is go over it with the base coat. And what I mean by the base coat is the color that you have on the actual sign. The reason you do this is because you know that when you're painting with stencils, sometimes we can get that dreadful bleeding of the paint up under the stencil once we peel it up. Well, using the base coat on top first actually prevents bleeding because it gives a base for the color that you're going to put on top. So it doesn't have any room to bleed. So you want to go over that really well. Make sure that you have smoothed out all of your paint, and then you go in with whatever colors you want to use. Now, to kind of enhance my drying and cut down on drying time, I am using my heat gun. I will post the link below to where I purchased this heat gun. It has definitely been a lifesaver, especially for small projects like this where I don't really have time to wait for the paint to dry. I just kind of use my heat gun over the top for just a few seconds, maybe about 10 seconds or less, and it just takes down drying time and I can move forward with my project. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start my painting. So as I paint throughout, I'm just going to kind of speed up the video so that you can see the process. This part of the process is basically um, free of choice. So you would basically paint whatever color that you want your sign to be. So I'm going to paint my sign and then I will be back. Okay, so we are back with a completely finished sign. Now, I did kind of speed up through a little bit of the process throughout the video. So I wanted to let you know that I did go through and I actually added about 3 coats to each piece of my sign, just so that I had great coverage. So now I'm going to just go ahead and peel up the stencil so that you can reveal what you've worked so hard on. I really love the way that this sign turned out, and as I was peeling up my stencil, I literally had the biggest smile on my face. It turned out so well, and believe it or not, this is the very first sign that I've actually painted with stencil. I normally use vinyl, but I'm actually trying to cut down on the cost of items that I use and still be able to create beautiful pieces for people as well as myself. And then sometimes, honestly, depending on what type of project that you are creating, vinyl just like paint works better for some projects and then vinyl works better for some projects. So I believe that the paint actually worked better for this particular project. So now you see that I'm actually going in with my pick tool and I'm just removing those inner pieces from my stencil so that I can truly reveal like what this piece looks like. So that's what you want to do. Be sure that you go in and you carefully remove the inner pieces of your stencil, or you will pick away some of the paint, especially if you have like a sharper edged pick tool like the one that I have in this video. So now you just want to go through and pick out each individual piece. And so I'm going to actually speed up this process and I'll be back. So the very last thing that I'm going to do is I want to add some twine to the very top of the sign just to give it a different look and add a little special touch to it. So I start by securing the first piece of string to the back with my staple gun. You're more than welcome to use a staple gun or hot glue or whatever works best for you. So once I staple that first piece in place, I just go in and tie a knot just to give it a little extra security. Next, I just want to wrap the twine around the board, but I want to give it like a crisscross look, so I kind of angle it a little bit. I've seen where some people go straight across. You can actually go straight across and wrap it about 3 or 4 times, or you can try this look if you like. This is just something that came to mind actually right before I decided to add the twine. So once I have it where I want it, then I go back around to the back and I'm just going to secure the rest of the twine in place. And like I said, you can use a staple gun, a glue gun, whatever whatever you like, to just make sure that everything is secure and it's in place. And then I'll just fold that last little piece back and just staple it. And it just gives it a little bit of a little extra security to hold it down in place. And now I'm just going to readjust my strings. And the next thing we're going to do is add a bow. So this will be a really simple bow that I'm going to make using the same twine that I wrapped around my sign. I'm just going to tie a knot, like tie a bow, like I'm tying my shoes. So you just make a little loop and you tie a knot and it looks like a little bow. You're more than welcome to make a bow out of ribbon. You know, you can make 2 or 3 of these and kind of like stagger them. You can put them like across the front, however you want to do it. This is your board. This is going in your home or on your website or whatever. So do it the way you want it to look and just make sure that it's the way you want it to be. So I went in to actually place the bow, but my string was kind of offset. So I had to kind of retie my bow. So now I'm just measuring, just kind of eyeing it. I'm not really measuring it. I'm just eyeing the very center where the twine actually meets. And that's where I'm going to place the little bow that I made. So again, I'm just using my hot glue this time to secure my bow. And after I have it secured and in place, then I'm just going to go in and I'm going to cut off my excess string so that it doesn't hang on top of my letters so that you can actually read my sign. So I hope that this video has helped you. That is the finished look. And this is what it looks like on my entryway table. I love the way it turned out. I think it will be a great addition to my fall decor.